Hi, my name is Kim Cullen, and I'm a personal injury attorney in Winter Park, Florida. We represent a lot of people who've been involved in car accidents, and if you've watched any of the videos that we've previously placed on our website and on our YouTube channel, you probably already know that in Florida, anyone who owns a car is required to carry personal injury protection coverage as part of their automobile insurance package. Personal injury protection, or also called PIP, or also called no-fault coverage, is medical coverage that's available to vehicle owners and their drivers and sometimes passengers if they're involved in a car accident. And this medical coverage typically pays 80% of all accident-related medical bills, up to a certain total. So for about 30 years, that total was $10,000. That's what the PIP law had been for a long time in the state of Florida. But a few years ago, the insurance companies got together and lobbied the Florida legislature for a big change. So under the current PIP law, the amount of benefits available to someone who's been injured in a car accident to pay their medical expenses is now $2,500, not $10,000 anymore, unless the person can provide proof to their insurance company that they've sustained an emergency medical condition. So emergency medical condition is defined in section 627.732 of the Florida statutes. And essentially, an emergency medical condition is a condition that if it's left untreated, will have serious health consequences to the injured person. The statute defines it more carefully than that, but I don't want to just read the statute to you, but essentially it means that you have to have a serious injury that needs serious treatment right now. And another thing that was changed in the statute is that the only medical professionals or healthcare professionals that can diagnose an emergency medical condition are medical doctors, osteopathic doctors or physicians, dentists, physician's assistant, and certain high-level nurse practitioners. Importantly, chiropractors, massage therapists, and physical therapists are all prohibited from issuing emergency medical condition opinions. Fortunately, since this law has been around for a few years now, most healthcare providers that provide treatment for accident victims are pretty tuned in to what it means and what they need to do in order to have an emergency medical condition declared and give the injured person the benefit of the coverage that they've paid for. So anybody who's seen in an emergency room or an urgent care clinic or some other healthcare provider that sees a lot of car accident victims should be tuned into this, and it really should be no issue for the injured person. How the problem arises when an injured person's first contact with healthcare is in a chiropractor's office. If that chiropractor doesn't have a medical doctor on staff or doesn't have a nurse practitioner or somebody else similarly situated on their staff, then sometimes people go and begin getting treatment before anyone is qualified, or before they see anyone who's qualified to give an emergency medical condition opinion. And so many times by the time that the carrier figures out that there's no emergency medical condition, the time limit has run out and folks are sort of locked in to this $2,500 benefit, which is really sad because, you know, the premiums, because after the insurance companies changed the rules, or the Florida legislature changed the rules at the request of the insurance companies didn't decrease the premiums. They continued charging exactly the same as what they were charging before, but now the benefit is only $2,500 versus $10,000 if there's no emergency medical condition. So we want to see people get the benefit of what they've paid for. We want to make sure that no one makes a mistake and doesn't have an emergency medical condition opinion if that's what's warranted. So if you have any questions about treatment after a car accident, or which doctors are qualified to give emergency medical condition opinions, or what an emergency medical condition is in the scope of your case, please call us. We'd love to answer questions. You can call us at 407-254-4901. You can text us at 407-644-4444, or you can even reach us through the Facebook Messenger app.